I'm going to whiz through at high speed my methodology for retail success, which is based on many years of working in corporate retail. It's 10 basic steps, which together are the ingredients that any retailer, large or small, needs to have in place. And they're based on the principle of setting up robust and repeatable processes and systems so that you can become a scalable, saleable enterprise. And then finally, the mission statement. Knowing the mission statement and having clarity around this gives you the foundations again. It's all about what you offer in very simple language. Who is it for? What can they come to expect from you as a service provider? Because, of course, retailing is much more than just flogging product. It's about delivering a whole service experience. And as a result of that, what does the customer feel from buying from you? And if you can say that in 50 words, then that's a great way to really understand your place within your business and what it's there to do. And I think the reason positioning is really important as a foundation for the business is it's from that your customer creates an expectation. And what I mean by that is that by positioning your brand, and explicit side of things is the product and the price, and the implied side of things is the expectation around service and the presentation. But a customer forms a mental image of what it's like to be your customer. And if then the rest of your business operation doesn't live up to that positioning, you have a customer service problem. So bear that in mind, and the rest of the steps that follow are all about how your brand lives up to those key messages that you give out to customers so that you always match or exceed their expectation. So it's all about attracting customers who actually value the advice and support you can give them and will transact with you and will come back and will recommend you to their friends. The rest we just can do without. Range planning. Key discipline of the bigger retailers, something smaller retailers seem to think happens as if by magic. The range plan itself comes down to line level of detail, and it should be used rigorously as a financial controlling tool. It's for margin management, for price controlling, for negotiations with suppliers, and also to make sure that as you come towards a range launch date or a product launch date, you've got all the key dates in for shipments and when the invoices are due and so on. It's absolutely the document that runs the business, as it were. It's really valuable to have a price ladder. Customers can talk themselves up the price ladder. Touched on the importance of communication through point of sale. If you've got 3 products, for instance, that represent good, better, best, and they're really well presented on the shop floor with good signage and good information, then the customer themselves will actually step themselves up the ladder. They'll be looking at the product and thinking, oh, that's interesting, but I actually rather like the next one. And if you think about it in the car industry, they use this so effectively. When you've discovered that you can't live without rain-sensitive wipers and heated seats, you will never go back to the lower-end model. If you're not where your customers are, they'll go to someone who is. The customer that is able to engage with your brand through multiple channels is worth 130% of a customer who only can shop a single channel. So physicality of location is really important. Now the boring stuff, the boxes. Got customers, we can't fall down in the operation. So there's 3 elements to really think about. It's about the right suppliers to deliver the right products for the right prices and so on, making sure that you manage that supplier relationship regardless of size and balance of power, and manage physical logistics. We need to make sure that we're managing service levels and tracking performance, and also to make sure that if you use a third-party logistics provider, that they deliver on your customer promise on your behalf, because they're the last person that your customer meets that is the face of your business. So you can't afford for that step of the process to fail, and it's an area where a lot of online retailers do fall foul. So it's all about working through the 10 steps, making sure you're not dropping the ball in any areas, whether you're large or small. There are key things to make sure that the business is doing so that it's representing itself correctly and attracting the customer correctly. I suggest having a look at those 10 steps and developing an action plan, where you are now, where you want to be, what do you need to do, will it cost anything, and when you're going to do it. And if you're not the sort of person that follows your plan and you put it in a drawer, then externalise it so that you make sure that you deliver it. Thank you very much.